conquer and to move into, and now then the raw materials are disappearing, and the space is going away, and the overpopulation that comes from the expansiveness of the people of the fifth level has come into being, and suddenly the person operating at the sixth level begins to realize that everything that human beings have ever believed in is by and large wrong. That it has really led more to trouble than to good. And then the sixth level begins to disappear. The cyclic aspect of human behavior is not just in the systems cycling as you go from the sacrifice self to the express self to the sacrifice self and so on. But there's a cyclic aspect of existence in the overall systems. There are 6 basic systems of human behavior, and when they're lived through, then if the human being is going to continue to exist, the human has to begin to think all over again in some new and different manner, and that gives birth to the 7th level. And to the most tremendous change in human behavior that that has taken place to this period of time. Now, we have a lot of 7th level thinking around today, but I don't know of any society that is ordered in accordance with 7th level thinking. It hasn't gotten that far. So we really don't know whether or not we are going to get beyond the problems that have been created by the first 6 levels of thinking into the what I call the being levels of thinking. That is the second set of 6 ways of behaving that can develop over time if man continues to exist on this earth.
What are the characteristics of this 7th level mindset? When people are thinking in this system, what do they value? What's important to them and what's not important to them?
Well, let me begin by using one of my favorite terms and see if you can get a feel for what I mean by it. It'll sound like gobbledygook or something of that nature, but the characteristics of it are that the person thinks in an almost incredibly different manner than any other human being has thought on this earth. The phrase that I use a single phrase that I use to describe it is that the person is one who has ambition but is not ambitious. And you wonder, what's this yokel talking about here? One has ambition but is not ambitious. What I mean is that there are 2 things that are gone in human behavior when the 7th level comes to be. 2 things that were present in the 2nd, the 3rd, the 4th, the 5th, and the 6th level. One of them is compulsiveness. The person is just without compulsion. He does not feel that something has to be done. I heard Merv Griffin quizzing somebody the other day about, what goals do you have? And really don't have any goals. Unless just basically staying alive as a human being and not contributing to the mess that human beings are in is a goal. Nothing I necessarily feel I want to accomplish, or there's anything that I feel I must accomplish. And Murr looked at him and said, "But you've accomplished so much." Well, he said, "Yeah, that's true. I've accomplished a lot, but I don't have to. It doesn't matter to me whether I accomplish any more tomorrow or not." Well, I speak of it this way. It's you think of it in terms of male-female relations. A person who thinks in the seventh level way is not compulsively driven to find sexual satisfaction. The person at the who thinks in the seventh level way can have a rollicking ball in bed if the opportunity is there. But if the opportunity never comes again, so what? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Compulsiveness is gone. The other thing that is gone in the seventh level, and it's again something that people who are not operating there find very difficult to comprehend, is that fear is gone. There is no fear. Aren't you afraid that people won't like you? No. Don't you want to be liked by people? Yes. Well, don't you have to be liked by people? No. I don't give a damn whether they like me or whether they don't, is what the seventh level person would say. But if they like me, fine. But I'm not afraid of being liked by them. It's not going to make any difference whether I like by them or not liked by them. This was one of the outstanding things in all the research that I did, was to find that the people truly and honestly behave without fear. Now, that doesn't mean that they don't behave with caution in a dangerous situation. They do. But there is no fear. Now, see, I had to explain a very interesting thing out of my research. When I put people who think the various ways that we've talked about, from the fourth and third way, the fourth way, the fifth way, and the sixth way, in a situation where they had the opportunity to solve problems that had multiple answers, I found a very interesting thing, that the people who think in this which I call the seventh or systemic way of thinking worked on these problems, they found more solutions to the problems than all the other systems put together. They found more solutions than the third, plus the fourth, plus the fifth, plus the sixth. So I had to explain, why did these people appear to be, in one sense of the word, so much more intelligent than other human beings, when, as I said earlier, if you get above the second level of human existence, you can find no mean differences in the intelligence of people. Well, what makes it possible for them to operate so much more effectively? How can they be so much more successful? Not only in terms of the quantity of solutions that they found, but when I studied the quality of the solutions that they found to the problems, they were far and away superior to the solutions of problems that were found by other people. Well, the more and more I looked at it, what I saw was that people were not afraid. They found more solutions because they weren't afraid to try more solutions. They weren't stopped by, well, you shouldn't, or that's not the right way to think, or you'll get in trouble if you think that way. And they found better solutions because apparently there was more brain power brought to bear upon their thinking, brought to bear in their thinking than you had in others. And since, as you know and I know, the brain hasn't changed structurally over the long period of man's history, I had to explain where that brain power came from, and it seemed to me that it came from this dissolution of fear. So those are the two prime characteristics, lack of compulsiveness, absence of fear.